Oh, it's so hard. But we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. I think, I hope. 大家好，我叫 Sam，因为我还没有中文名字，和我学了9个月的中文。And this is my thoughts, feelings, and frustrated emotions. 我想我要喝一杯葡萄酒。So much better. Everything's just better with a little bit of wine. For those of you who I haven't met yet, 9 months ago, I went to Instagram because I was torn between Mandarin, Hindi, and Arabic, and an overwhelming majority of people voted on Mandarin. So 9 months ago, I started learning Mandarin at home by myself. I did a 30-day progress video, which didn't hold much to share. I did a 3-month update, which somehow I had less to share. I did a 6-month update, which I was kind of actually proud of. I finally kind of got in a groove, and now we're at 9 months, and I feel like I'm back at 30 days. It's hard. That's what I'm saying. I don't know Chinese. Yet. So first of all, it's important when I say I want to speak Chinese, and you can ask 100 people what fluency in a language means, and 100 people, you'll get 100 different answers, right? For me, my definition that I'm rolling with right now is fluency is when you can learn more from using the language than studying it. So if you're going to put an hour towards whatever your target language is, if you're at a level where it's just easier and more productive for you to go out and about or talk to a language partner and just speak the language about your day, about what you're doing, about what you've done, rather than just keeping your head in an app or on a book or in a program or in a classroom, to me that is fluency. So that is what I'm chasing here with Mandarin Chinese. And I have 3 major benchmarks. I have speaking and listening. It's pretty important when you're trying to speak a language. I also have writing and reading. So number 1, speaking and listening. Obviously speaking is pretty important when you're learning how to speak a language. I don't have a large population. I'm sure they're around here because Chinese people are, there's more Chinese people than in any other nationality running around, right? So there's some around. I don't have any frequent contact with Chinese people, so I don't just hear it on a day-to-day basis like I might with Spanish. Plug time for those of you who I don't know yet. If you're interested in Spanish, I do have some videos on Spanish. You just click my face or the thing that says Sam Says, and you'll find it. You're good. You're clever. You found your way here. You're smart. I know that. You're doing great. Thanks for sticking around. So to supplement my lack of natural immersion, I signed up for Pimsleur that I mentioned in the 6-month update. Love it. Pimsleur's great. A lot of people hate on Pimsleur because they say it gets repetitive. Some of the stories, the dialogues are a bit creepy. You're hitting on your teacher a lot, asking where your teacher's husband is, if she wants to go out for drinks. But they say it's boring and it's repetitive, and repetition is important with language. My only thing I don't really like about Pimsleur right now is that it's boring and it's repetitive, and I feel like I'm hitting on my mythical teacher.
Would you like to go to see a movie together?
你想一起去看电影吗?
你想一起去看电影吗?
That's his teacher. That's the teacher we're talking to here. And since the whole coronavirus lockdown, I thought it was gonna, because I had all this spare time, I get extra time that I could study, but it threw my schedule off so much. I actually was doing less Pimsleur, so I should be almost done with level 3 right now, and really I'm like halfway through level 2. There's 5 levels, so that's gonna have to change. But one of the nice things about this video series that I'm doing is I put this out on the internet, and then I have to, it's accountability, and then if I don't do it, then a bunch of people comment on old videos about how much I suck. So it keeps me, it does work. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you're serious about learning a language, videotape it, because words can hurt. Anyway, moving on. There's a great app out there called Tandem. It's similar to Hello Talk. It's kind of a community where you can put in your native language and other languages that you speak versus, your target language, and you can connect with people. So I've been using this app called Tandem. I'll probably do a review on Tandem just because it is so comprehensive and it's awesome. I love it. If you're into languages at all, you should download Tandem. So I'm finally having some text conversations with people. I really want to do a verbal conversation and put it in this video, but the problem is it's just so non-existent and it's still so broken, and even texting people, I have to go back and check all these characters. I'm using Google Translate a lot, which is funny because I remember doing that with Spanish, but it's harder now because they're characters. Not complaining. There's no verbs to conjugate. It's a great time. Everybody learn Chinese. It's super easy. It's so fun. I wonder why I'm getting off track. So as far as speaking and listening go, right now for that bit, for the listening bit, I'm on Pimsleur, and then I'm making some friends on Tandem. And I believe that in the 12-month, in the 1-year update, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do hopefully a video chat if anybody's willing. But at least an audio chat, so you guys will see my progression. Number 2 is writing. If you guys watched my 6-month update, you know that I'm so not concerned with writing at all. At all. I do some writing. So you can see I'll do characters, 多久了? I'll do characters and I'll write it in the pinyin and the English. But I'm really not concerned with stroke order at this point. Where we're at is everything is kind of on the phone now. Everything is on computers and phones, and so if I'm texting, I just need character recognition and I need to know the pinyin and be able to, identify the correct character. I'm happy. If I ever have to sign my name in Chinese, which will probably never happen, it might look bad. But my handwriting already sucks, so you know what? At least I'm consistent, and that's what counts. Consistency, baby. By the way, who noticed that there's more wine in the glass? You didn't even see me pour it because I edited that out. It's awesome. Number 3, reading. I'm super excited about this one because I don't know what it is. It's the challenge of being able to read a character-based language, and it just looks crazy, right? It's just if you're not familiar with Chinese at all, it might as well be hieroglyphs. It doesn't have any. If you don't know French, but you're reading through a French book, if you're flipping through it, you might find a word or a cognate that you know. That won't happen. I promise. That will not happen. But I'm really excited because since I last talked to you guys, I discovered this podcast called Mandarin Companion. I'll leave that in the description below because if you're learning Mandarin, this is a must, I think. Instead of the normal rigmarole of a language podcast where they teach you basic phrases like 我是美国人, they just interview people who have learned Chinese to varying levels. Some are conversational at best, some are native level speakers, but they're all foreigners that they interview, and it's just so uplifting, and it's so there's some camaraderie. I don't know why I like learning languages. I don't know why you like learning languages, but if you're anything like me, you wish you didn't, because it's just a long time of boredom and suck just so you can order a taco in a restaurant and somebody goes, Gringo is speaking Spanish. You hear that? It's amazing. So it's just so nice to have this podcast that you find a lot. There's a lot of middle ground, but they also write their own graded readers. So for those of you who don't know, a graded reader is a book written for language learners. So I actually have the digital book that I covered a little bit. I'm on to 2 now. I covered in my first attempt at reading Chinese because I grossly underestimated how much effort this would take. But I have been reading through and rereading this book called The Misadventures of Zhou Haisheng. Zhou Haisheng. And it's great. They give you where the story takes place, and then the whole thing is in characters. And when there's a word you don't know, a new word, boom, it takes you to a little dictionary where you can learn more. And it's just great. When you come across, you can copy and paste into Pleco or Google Translate, all sorts. And then every time I come across a word I don't know, I put it into Anki, The Anki app, that's great. Flashcard app, it's great for everything, languages, but like any sort of classwork you're working on or just anything you need to learn better, use Anki. It's free as well. Download it. You're welcome. But I have just had so much fun because like this means something now, and that's crazy to me. And I can't read it near the speed that I can in English or Spanish, but like, who cares? I'm reading hieroglyphs, guys. It's amazing. It's so much fun. Okay, so I'm just going to take a minute here. I'm going to put, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. I'm going to put one page of this book up. They have free trials. You know what? Yeah, go to Kindle. You can download a free trial of the Mandarin Companion books, and you get a couple pages. You can see what I mean. But just right here, this is the first page of Chapter 2, titled 第一次做面. And this is from the Misadventures of Zhou Haisheng. 第一次做面. 一天下午，海生对一个朋友说：“你中午没吃饭，你想去我家的饭店吗？我爸爸做的面很好吃。”好，朋友开心地说。他们一边做一边说话，做到饭门边的时候，做到店门边的时候，还想看到饭店关门了。And that's about my reading speed. So I don't read it fluently like I could read a book in English. But it's so good to have all these repeating patterns, and I can start to visualize what's going on, and there's character development, and there's like a timeline, and past tense and present tense and future tense, and it's just a big uplifting, it's just a big morale boost, really, is what it is, to be able to read something in your target language, especially when it's a different writing system entirely. Yeah, if anybody's learning Mandarin, I highly recommend Mandarin Companion Podcast and the Mandarin Companion Graded Reader Series. They're awesome. The podcast is free. The books are cheap, so your excuses suck. Just read. Unless your Chinese is good, and then go read real books. But, you know, I'm not there yet, so baby steps, you know? Okay, so yeah, that's speaking and listening. That's writing, which I won't really talk about moving forward because again, I'm just going for the pinging character recognition, and that's reading, which is the most exciting. That's the most exciting point of the last 3 months is my newfound attraction to this podcast and their graded reader series. There's a plethora of information out there. I don't know, man. Chinese. Super hard.